Hey, good afternoon. Today is Monday, October the 8th. It's now time for the weekly San Jose State football press conference with San Jose State head coach Mike MacIntyre. A few items. This Saturday's game is homecoming for San Jose State. The Spartans are home for the first time since September the 15th. Plenty of tickets are available. Contact San Jose State Athletics ticket office, 924-SJTX in the 408 area code, or you can visit sjsuspartans.com and take care of your ticket purchases online. Typically with homecoming, lots of campus activities. One of the off-campus activities this Thursday night is the quarterback club dinner featuring Coach MacIntyre, coaches Lindgren and Malley. Several of the San Jose State players will take place at the Los Gatos Brewing Company in downtown San Jose Thursday, October the 11th, 5:30. The weekly Mike MacIntyre radio show on KLIV returns this Wednesday night. Taping is at the Original Joe's Restaurant in downtown San Jose at 6 o'clock. Airtime on KLIV is at 9 o'clock. Also, next Saturday, when San Jose State travels to University of Texas at San Antonio, that game has now been added to the ESPN3 schedule of broadcasts. Game time remains at 1 o'clock Central Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. So now it's time to bring in San Jose State football coach Mike MacIntyre.
All right, thank you. We've got a tough task ahead of us this Saturday for homecoming. We're excited about playing on homecoming and excited about the student body and the fans. It's always a lot of fun. A lot of people always come back for homecoming, and our kids have had a good day of practice Sunday afternoon. We'll have a good practice tomorrow. Utah State has the number 8 scoring defense in America and has the WAC all-purpose yardage leader in Kerwin Williams, number 25. Excellent football player. So we've got our work cut out for us. It's going to be a great game, and we're looking forward to it. I'll take any questions at this time.
Now that you start conference play, I know throughout the beginning of the year talk a lot about wanting to win a WAC title. As you've been able to see your team play 5 games and the rest of the league play 5 or 6 games, how would you kind of reassess that goal and is that more realistic, equally realistic, or how do you see that goal coming into play now?
Well, our young men on our football team, that's their number one goal, is to have an opportunity to win a league championship and to win the WAC. So I definitely think that we have an opportunity to do it. We have one of the best football teams in the league coming in here Saturday. So this will be a tough task for us, and one that we need to get to be able to reach that goal. So I definitely feel like our players and ourselves, team and everything, thinks that we have a good opportunity to have a chance to win it. But so does the team walking in here Saturday. And, they've beat us the last 3 times we've played them. So I don't think there's a guy on our team that's ever beat them. So it's hopefully time for us to do it.
Coach, what do you think are offensively Utah State's biggest assets, and how do you plan to counter that?
Well, he's number 25. Just know where he is. He is a really, really good football player. They throw it to him. He runs it. Kerwin Williams has a lot of speed, a lot of athleticism. And then Chucky Keaton, their quarterback, is, I think, second in the league in passing. He's doing a great job. He moves around. He's a very athletic quarterback, able to not stay in the pocket. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the quarterback from San Diego State that could run around and make some plays. And he's done a great job with their offense, and they're moving the ball well and doing something. They had a tough time against BYU, but everybody's had a tough time against BYU.
Coach, what's the atmosphere in the locker room been like heading into this homecoming in comparison to years in the past when the team hasn't been so successful off the bat?
Oh, I think they're excited. They feel good about themselves. They have confidence. They're practicing really hard. They know what it takes to try to be successful now, and that's a lot of hard work and a lot of extra effort. And so I think they're excited about the game Saturday, and hopefully they'll have a good showing.
Is the Utah State loss against BYU, do you look at that more as a blueprint for victory against Utah State, or do you look at it more as like a red flag on just how, despite their loss, just how good Utah State's defense can be?
I think Utah State's defense is excellent. I mean, they're 8th in the nation in scoring, and no, I don't think anybody scored on them in the first half, which is kind of unheard of after, I think, 6 football games. So they're scored a touchdown, that is, in the first half. So I think they're formidable. I think they've proved it over the last 6 football games that they're a top 10 defense in America, and that's something we're going to have to deal with, and hopefully that we'll be able to move the ball, and hopefully we'll be able to score in the first half and be able to score throughout the game.
Coach, are there any injured players you see coming back for this game against Utah State that have a big impact on the team this Saturday?
Yes, I expect Jabari Carr back, and I expect Keith Smith back. I'm going blank there. Keith Smith.
For two teams that have pretty good offenses, you're both coming off of a game in which there was no touchdowns completely. Do you expect the low-scoring game, or do you think the offenses will get a little something going?
Well, I expect a great game. I don't know if it'll be high-scoring or low-scoring, to be honest with you. I think it all depends on the flow of the game and how everybody reacts. But I do think you'll see 2 really, really good football teams playing. And usually that equates into a little bit of scoring and some action having, because I think they have some playmakers and I think we have some playmakers, and I don't know if you can always hold them down on both sides of the ball continuously. And I know they'll find a way to try to get the ball to Kerwin Williams more than they did last week. Because when he carries the ball and catches the football and does things, they seem like they're pretty successful.
Today's Twitter question of the day comes from Rob Silverstein. Twitter question sponsored by Rubio's. What do you do to make sure players don't lose focus during the bye week?
Well, we practiced hard. We had meetings and we practiced, and we went in pads, and we kept them focused. And I think also at the same time, they've kind of given themselves an opportunity to be successful for the first time in a while at this point. So I feel like they realize what they've done, and they don't want to see it fall apart on them. They want to see it keep going forward. So I think just that mindset of what they've progressed at this point to give them an opportunity to have a successful season, but they've got to finish it off, and that hard work will pay off. So they understood that during the open week and worked hard at it.
How important has the team's ability to rush the passer been to the team's success so far, and how important will that be going forward?
It's extremely important. Anytime you can harass the quarterback and make him feel uncomfortable, not only do you sack him, but sometimes he'll throw it early, or he won't stay in the pocket to see an open receiver, that type of thing. So it's been a big, big key in our success for our football team.
How much do you lean on the BYU tape this week? I know your preparations have already kind of begun already, but is it more of a collective Utah State's all their games, or do you really look at their most recent game as far as?
It's collective of all their games, but we definitely looked. I came in Saturday morning early and watched the BYU game, and we put it in the breakdown with all the other games and saw some stuff that BYU did that was good, and I'm pretty sure that Utah State will correct some of the things that BYU did to be ready for it. So, it's a cumulative of all games, but we do take into account what the BYU game also.
Knowing that you're going to be facing a tough defense, does it help you guys that in your last game you were able to win a game based on your own defense? So that way if the offense does struggle, the defense knows that it's capable of winning a game for you?
Well, I think it's if you take the 5 games that we've played, we've had all phases kind of helped us win games. And, when you think about the San Diego State game, you think about the return game. Think about the coverage unit causing fumbles and giving us short field position. In the Navy game, you think about the defense playing really well and the field goal kicker making 4 field goals. In the Colorado State game, you think about the offense having an offensive explosion and taking the game over. So I think all the phases have done it. And to be a good football team, when you're a good football team, you're above average in all phases, and I think we are above average in all phases. And so I think any phase can help us win a football game, because you're not always going to move the ball on offense some days. You're not always going to play great on defense. They might have your number. Special teams wise, you need to have things there that keep you in the ball game and make big plays, and we've been able to do that. And if we broke down in that area, then we have to make it up in other areas. So I think all three areas are relatively solid. They're not perfect by any means, and they're not dominating by any means, but I think all three areas are above average and can help us win the game, whichever area needs to in a game. So I think we're a deeper football team, which enables us to be better in all three areas.
I know you're not satisfied, and there's a lot of season left, but you've been pretty successful so far. I want to know what the best moment has been for you so far this year.
Best moment so far this year. Ooh. Well, I'd probably say the most surreal moment to me, personally, was after the Navy game, standing in front of the Navy cadets, hearing them sing, and realizing what those young people do for our country to give us a chance to play, and then me with my guys seeing what they've done, how they've overcome a lot of things, to me was just a moment of, I don't know, a little bit surreal, so to speak, looking around at them, watch the cadets sing, and just looking around the stadium, and just knowing how far we've come. We still got a long way to go, but we sure have come a long way. And so I think that was kind of a moment for me.
Coach, is Ryan Naughton close to being 100% for this coming week?
Yes, he is. He really is. He is close to 100%. And I can't wait till he gets 100% because he made national tight end of the week, and he wasn't 100%. So he's closer to it. Yes, he is.
Locally, the buzz around San Jose State is getting a little bigger with the football team, but on campus especially, a lot of students are starting to get more excited. How important is it for that school pride and the stadium to get filled up? How important is that to your team?
It's extremely important. That's Mo, our president's, one of his main goals is Spartan pride, and I think we're a big part of that Spartan pride. And because we're on the front page of the news and we're in the on television and all that type of thing, and so we can kind of put the Spartan pride out there. And anytime that our student section is full and it's exciting, our kids get pumped about it, and we'll love to have the guys out there. And I know the guys are telling me that professors are saying stuff to them in the classrooms, and kids across campus give them the thumbs up sign. And I was wearing a shirt the other day, and people were walking by me giving me the thumbs up sign. So I think that our kids are starting to feel that, and I do think it's starting to build a sense of pride. And we got to just keep marching forward with it and see where it takes us.
What was the most important thing that you got out of this bye week, and how important was it to have this right before a game of this magnitude?
Well, I think the bye week, I think we needed a little bit of a rest. The Navy trip took a lot out of us, and then we had a chance to get a few guys healthy, and then we worked extremely hard on correcting some of our mistakes and fixing some things that we know need to fix, or teams will exploit it, and that gives you a time in the open week to do that. It kind of hit at a good time, but at the same time, I know last year when we came out of our bye week, the speed of the game, we weren't caught up in it enough. So we've done a lot against each other, ones against ones, trying to make sure we kept the speed of the game going. And I think that we're in progress of doing that, and the kids understand that now. So they're practicing harder and faster, and I don't think we'll have a lull in that area.
You've been involved in close games, obviously, with Utah State and heartbreaking losses. How much is that on your mind this week, and how much do you guys try to dwell on that experience and try to remember how to not let that happen?
I think that if I don't have to say anything to them, all the guys that were in the locker room the last couple of years understand it, you give all the credit to Utah State. They made some plays at the end of the games to win them. And I'm pretty sure to be another down-to-the-wire type football game. I just hope this time that we come out on top.
Are you surprised at the success at all the teams at the top of the WAC, Utah State, UTSA, this year?
No, I'm not surprised at Louisiana Tech and Utah State at all. UTSA, Coach Coker, I think, has done the best coaching job in America. And I think he's done a great job. So I am surprised, how they're winning. Some of the teams they played, I'm not surprised they beat them. but in their first few games. But some of the teams they've beaten lately and how they've beaten them with pretty big numbers, I am surprised about. And so, when we play them the week after this one, and I know when we go there, there'll be about 50,000 people there in the Dome, and he's done a phenomenal job. And the kids there and the players, they should be very proud of what they've done at UTSA.
Do you think David is ready for a defense of this caliber at Utah State? Obviously, he played Stanford in the beginning of the year, but this is truly a pretty big test for him.
I sure hope he's ready. I know he's worked hard at it. It's not just going to be David. It's going to be all the players out there and the different guys that come in and play different roles. So it's a combination of the whole group. But I think he'll definitely he'll be ready to give it his best shot. All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks for being with us this week. A reminder that Saturday, homecoming game, 1 p.m., Utah State coming to Spartan Stadium. Also, the Mike MacIntyre radio show on KLIV, taping Wednesday night, the 10th at 6, with a replay on the station at 9 o'clock. That'll do it for this week. We'll see you again here next week.